Today we are taking part. Windsor is hosting the global march that is happening worldwide. A global march against geoengineering and chemtrails. So we're at the park today, and we've invited the public to come and join us so we can share with them our knowledge of solar radiation management activities, very active above our heads in the county of Essex. We are here to share with them the process of how solar radiation management happens, as well as the ailments that come along with solar radiation management. We need the sun. It's important for our health. And so yes, today we are creating awareness. We need the entire county of Essex to start looking up at the sky, because the chemicals that are being sprayed as part of the solar radiation management project is very toxic.
We are kind of doing some monitoring of chemtrails as opposed to contrails that are hazing up our skies these days. And a contrail is something that a regular airplane jet, when they take off, if it's cold up there, it lets off, it's a steam, it's a trail of steam. And it dissipates in seconds, a minute less. You'll see it disappear behind the plane and it's gone. It's just steam. What we're seeing now that we're calling contrails, or chemtrails, I'm sorry, is, on the other hand, is we see airplanes shooting out, two clouds of not something that it looks like steam but isn't, because instead of dissipating in a minute or so, it grows into all kinds of shapes, from something we call angel wings to great big puffy things that are not clouds, and all kinds of strange things. And eventually it hazes out the whole sky and our sun, because there's many of these planes up there letting go of these chemicals and causing these trails to be occurring in our sky. So a bunch of them get in there and all do it at the same time, or overlapping during the day, and by dinner time we've got a totally hazed up sky, but we're not sure what it is up there they're spraying exactly, and what its effects are altogether here when it lands on us.
Well, the goal for today was to get people to start looking up, and if you see all of these chemtrails up there, those are not clouds. And what's happening is you see all these young children who are being raised today think that these are actually natural clouds, and they're not. And eventually, once we die off, they're going to think this is all normal, but it's called cloud seeding. And a lot of people say, oh, well, chemtrails, you're wearing a tinfoil hat. Well, no. All they have to do is go to the Canadian government website and look at the Weather Modification Act, and then they can go to modificationweather.com, and they'll be able to see the company who is hired on by all of the countries around the world, and within these cloud seedings. And then you have cancer, who went up in the last 6 years by 60%. 60%, that's a huge number. A lot of people are getting sick, and they're saying, well, why? Well, I mean, there's nothing that they could be putting in that cloud seeding that might, that would not have an adverse effect throughout the lands, like the grass, the air, the trees, the people, the animals. Everything is kind of getting affected, and then things are turning around, and you're seeing the changes as we gradually go. So what we're doing here today is to try and show people that there is a solution. With everything that's going wrong in Canada, due to these politicians bringing this into us, Monsanto, you name it, the list is an arm long. And if I was like 10 feet tall, well, figure how long my arm would be. We could have a whole list of these problems.
Well, it's been written by William Thomas, and a major chemtrail researcher over the years, has found, they've found through samples, etc., testing, and the people, that one of the major things that stands out is respiratory. On really bad days, people that have asthma or respiratory problems very often end up getting worse or having asthma attacks and end up in hospital emergencies or overflowing on the evenings where the sky's been badly chemtrailed that day. So that's a major thing.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that too, people as a rule will experience, it's not unusual to experience headaches and nausea and that sort of thing on chemtrail days. We're being told, as far as we can tell, and as far as we're reading, etc., and hearing on the media, that they're using this for climate control to try to stop our weather from our global warming or cooling, whichever way it's going. Mm-hmm. And it depends on who you're listening to that day and what channel. And so they say they're trying to cope with the changing climate by putting some climate control things into place.